All right, guys, good morning. It's been a while since I posted a video. Just been real busy, but I actually run into a guy at a farm day show yesterday that watched my videos local, and I thought it was kind of cool that he watched videos and stuff, so figured I'd start posting again. Just, I don't know, we'll put some videos up again. But anyway, so this morning, it's actually Sunday, day before Labor Day. I've got to pick up that tractor over there, and which is about to start a job tearing down this house, which looks brand new, that house, and then there's two more here and then way down there. And what it is our inland port is expanding their property with all the trains come in with commodities back on the other side of that house over there. So they bought this property. They want us to come. We did the asbestos already. Now we're just coming in to do the demolition. So, but I have to pick this machine up first because we got to take it to a bank demo we're doing where our other machine, the cylinder started pouring out oil real bad. So I've got to get that thing moved over so we can wrap the job up to keep the developer happy. So anyway, let me go and get this lowboy detached and get this tractor loaded up. All right, so we're gonna go and get this machine loaded up. Before, let's get the tracks clean. Normally they clean them before we pick them up, but we weren't expecting to move this machine yet since I hadn't even started the job. So let me get these tracks cleaned and we'll throw it on the trailer. All right, just got the tracks cleaned up. They were pretty bad, had grass mixed in with it. That stuff's like rebar for concrete. But yeah, see, that's the yard beside. They keep all the container trailers that haul the those shipping containers, or you see people build the little off-grid houses out of or whatever. But yeah, I guess it's last week. The reason why I'm moving this machine is last week we had the sorry, I'm just holding my phone, that's why it's shaky. We had another excavator on the job we're taking this one to, and Friday we had a concrete pulverizer on it, and we ended up putting too much pressure on the cylinder, I believe, and it ended up causing the cylinder to leak from what we can tell. So it's pouring oil out, and they're wanting to save the parking lot so we can't be dripping oil everywhere. So that's the reason we're moving this machine. It's actually a bigger machine where we're at, but it was a bank, so we took that other machine over there because we have a pulverizer for it, and it crushed the bank vault. If y'all have ever seen a bank vault, the way they're built pretty heavy duty. But since that's already tore up, this little 210 will finish the job up just to load out a few more loads of concrete, and we can bring the other one back in. Let me get this crossed over the ditch, put it on the trailer, and I'll see y'all at the drop-off. All right, I'll show it to you before we hit the road. Again, it's a 210 size machine. This particular one weighs like 51,000 the way we've got it set up, and the rig itself is like, I can't remember now. I forgot my empty weight. I don't know why. I drive this thing all the time. Anyway, brain fart. But I'm heavy enough. I do have to run the third axle down back there. But yeah, you can see I put the flags on each corner. All this is 1/2-inch chains and binders. That's all we run on the lowboy. Even if we're hauling like a mini or a skid steer, I keep my drive motors toward the back to put more weight on the trailer axles back here, to keep the weight off the truck. That way I only run 2 axles on the truck. And the reason why I've got my boom with a bucket like this, I normally like having the bucket curled up, but the way this cross member is when I'm running with the lift axle flipped up, the flip axle flipped up, that cylinder will hit that if I curl the bucket in and lay it down. And I don't like putting blocks level. I like keeping it in the trench, so I keep my heights down, because some of our areas around here, the bridges are low and I can get underneath them if I have the boom tucked down. But what I do is I put my thumb and keep pressure on the bucket so the bucket won't slowly curl in on itself when I tighten down on the chain right here. So that's the reason for that. But again, flags there. All 3 axles are down because technically I'm over 100,000 pounds even with this small machine. So I've got to have it down to stay legal. And then the flip axle stays up because that's for super loads. Anyway, got the sign, all the lights. And I keep the flags here too. I don't know, just I figured the more the better. That's just how I've always run it. Technically, you're not even required to have flags if you're under 12 foot wide, but you know, better safe than sorry, especially on our interstates here, because they're always doing construction work and the lanes are kind of narrow. But yeah, got the rails cleaned on it, everything's clean. Got an airplane going over. Flags. I don't put the little sock over the exhaust because that's a waste of time. I've moved plenty of machines, never had problems out of them. So now if your customer says they want the sock over the exhaust to save their turbo, if they believe in that nonsense, that's fine. Do it, keep them happy. That's what matters, the customer. And then my fifth wheel, I got it slightly above. You can see here's the center of the pin and here's the axle, so I'm a little bit in front of it. Again, puts a little bit more weight up there in the front because this truck's a long wheelbase, so it's hard to get the weight up to the front if you don't keep your neck slid forward. But yeah. And then I've got my banner in the front, and I got strobe lights. They're just not on right now in the front. I got the flags on the bumper. And the way I do my oversized banners, I actually have a toe pin in the front, so when I'm not running heavy, I just kind of put it behind that pin. That way I'm not running banners for no reason, because some states don't like you running the banner kind of like a hazmat. If you're not hauling the material, don't put the placard up. But all right, so like I said, we're like 102 or 3,000 pounds right now, so nothing crazy. But let's go and get this thing headed to the next job. All right, we just whipped into a like a 7-Eleven gas station. It's not really truck conducive, as y'all can see, but it'll work. They bring tankers in here to bring fuel, so why not an oversized? But yeah, we're gonna grab us a bottle of water. I got my wife running with me today, so we're just kind of hanging out. So we're gonna stop and get us some water, a little snack, and then get back on the road. All right, we made it over here. Got the link belt over there, offloaded next to the skid steer. We're here to pick this up. This is a 250 Volvo. We took the bucket off. We were switching the bucket back on when we took the pulverizer off. And then this cylinder right here, if y'all can tell, this is soaking wet. And this seal right here, which I know y'all can't tell on the camera probably, is cut. And the only thing I can figure is there's a nick right here. And it's kind of sharp. I think that's what's, when the cylinder went in, slid up and cut the seal. So now it's just pouring the oil out. So now we're gonna get this thing walked over there to the lowboy, get it hooked up, and head on back to Greenville. But when I got here, I noticed the antifreeze smell. I popped the hood of the truck and I'm losing antifreeze somewhere. So hopefully I can make it back, because it's kind of hot today, so hopefully it won't overheat on me getting back. We can figure out what's going on with that. But let's go ahead and get this thing fired up and loaded. All right, so got it loaded up. Like you can see, when I run the flip axle, and it's just aggravating taking this thing off and leaving it out the yard. So I try to leave it on the trailer best I can. You can tell I don't have much room. Ideally, the machine needs to come back a little bit further, but that's just kind of how it goes when you have a flip axle. If you've ever played with one of them, you know they're not fun to keep putting on and off. The cylinder won't leak in this position, but I'm also worried this is gonna like move going down the road and the chain's gonna come loose. So we'll just see what happens. But you can tell it's sitting way forward on the truck, but it axles right. If I drop my lift axle up there, it axles fine up there. Obviously there's not a lot of weight back here, but just because the flip axle, I can't go back that way another foot or so because the flip axle hits the boom. So anyway, so that's what that thing looks like loaded up. And anyway, so we got it. And the antifreeze leak, it's just blowing out the overfill for some reason. So I don't know what's going on. If the thermostat's sticking, what's going on, but there's no leaks, just coming out the overfill. So hopefully we'll make it back to the shop okay. But that's what you get for working on Sunday. Anyway, all right, let's head to the house. All right, so we made it back to the house. We'll we'll get this thing offloaded Tuesday. Like I said, tomorrow's Labor Day. I always get Labor Day, Memorial Day mixed up. Anyway, Labor Day. We'll get that thing offloaded and get the cylinder off. Truck ran fine, didn't overheat. I didn't lose any more antifreeze. I don't know what was going on. So hopefully that I'm not going to worry about until something happens again. We'll just see what happens. But all right, well, thanks for watching. We'll have to do it again sometime.